So what does it mean to be unproductive? Can we ever really have an unproductive day or moment? Do you think a tree has an unproductive day? And why do we think that we are any different from that? Because even if it's a cloudy day or a sunny day, a tree is just doing what it does. And yet we have this unique mind pattern where we assess whether the day is being productive or not, and there is this really conditioned pattern within us which is constantly wanting us to do things and have this hustle and flow into the next moment. And of course there is a time and place to be productive and plan things and do things, but it's really important to really check in with ourselves and see what's the energy behind our actions. Are we doing things because we are really flowing along with it, or are we doing it because we don't know how to stop? It's like driving with and the brake is not working and you're just going until a point when a point comes and you just break down and wait, the train is coming, so I'm gonna stop. Because I can really notice this in myself where there are some moments when the mind really just gets triggered by the restful nature, by simply being, because it is conditioned to do all the time, because it associates safety and self-worth with doing something. So us not doing something and completely resting in the moment comes as a big trigger for the mind, and it's nice to investigate who is getting triggered by this, who is afraid to rest in the moment, who is it that is trying to escape this moment by filling it with a never ending list of to do list, one damn thing after the other. And again, there is definitely a time and place, and it's really a very subtle difference of noticing the energy behind it, whether it's coming from a place of love and fullness, or is it coming from a place of lack, and because there is this restlessness in us and we are just not able to stop. And this is just how the entire society has been conditioned, in a way where we are constantly given time deadlines, and in social media they all the algorithms, they want you to do things, so it's embedded in every layer, and even to on the most human level to us, where we are constantly chasing the day with one thing after the other. But this space is just an invitation to, even if it's for 5 minutes or 1 minute, to just really let go of that to-do list and realize that we are already fine. There's nothing more that another task can give us than what we have right now. Exactly right now as it is. It's perfect. And really sink into that sense of aliveness, of fullness, which is already here within us. And of course the mind is gonna come with a list of things, but what about this, but what about that? And that is the part of the observation, that is the part of the restlessness which we are observing. And through the very act of observation, we are creating a little bit of distance from it, and then there is the possibility of transforming that pattern, because without that we are just that pattern, acting out unknowingly, subconsciously. And this is just us making the subconscious conscious. The train is here. And you can see how this has been conditioned in us, because I know I can only speak from my experience, where right from childhood we have always been given things to chase, like, there's the exams. If you do well in the exams, okay, good, then the next one, then this, then that. And now then, at some point you really need to question this. And that's what this rat race or this cycle is, right? Where you're constantly devaluing the moment in a way, and striving towards the next moment, hoping that that's gonna make you complete in some way. But that's just the pattern that we are creating, that of pushing fulfillment and wholeness into the future in the name of productivity or anything really. And it's just a question of really being honest with ourselves, and looking within at what's happening inside us, what's the energy that's fueling our actions. Because seriously, really, what does it mean to be unproductive? Even on a normal day, your body is still doing everything. You are alive. That in itself is such a big thing, which we are just overlooking or shrugging it off as, yeah, like taking it for granted. But it's not. You are already, evolution is constantly happening. Things are always happening. But it's just that the mind wants something more, and it's that aspect which turns dysfunctional. And not that it's a bad thing to strive for things, to do things, but it's just a matter of making it conscious and not be run by those patterns. So yeah, just a invitation for you to introspect. And this came because I could notice this pattern in me, because even over these past few days, or even now, I am always doing something. I'm making handpan music, I'm talking to editors and this and that, but still the mind thinks it's not enough. I need a schedule. And it's really nice to question, who is it that wants the schedule? Who is it that is chasing these tasks and thinks that things are not getting done? And yeah, yeah, it's just an invitation to really go within and explore this silently. I invite you to have an unproductive day and see what that does to your system, on what gets triggered, who gets triggered, and explore that feeling that comes along with being unproductive, and work with that. And surprisingly, when you do make peace with that, that's when creativity flows. Because in a way, creativity is the opposite of productivity in a way. I mean, don't hold me for it, but that's just my experience. So yeah, hope this gives you something to ponder over. And yeah, thanks for listening.